Blessings, shalom. God bless you. And this is the prophetic word for the week, starting Sunday, May the 1st, 2022. Of course, this is Bernard Bolton, and I want to welcome you to Prophetic Lifestyles. It's um, been a real struggle today for me, but we just had to press through and press on to release this word tonight. And so I hear the Lord saying, as we're entering into this week, that we must understand our transition. Now, prophetically, we're in a transitional season. Today is the last day of Nisan. Tomorrow is the beginning of ER, which is the second Hebrew month. And one of the things that one of the things that kind of helps us to understand the season is the reading of the scriptures and the reading particularly about the wilderness journey of Israel as God brought them out of Egypt and as he's taking them now into the promised land. Unfortunately, the first generation didn't make it to the promised land, and what should have been a couple of years journey turned into a 40-year journey where God had to raise up a new generation to go into the promised land. But most of the Torah, which is the first five books of the Bible, it carries the account of the wilderness journey of Israel. So again, we're not Israel. We're not Jews. We are, prophetically, we identify with the Hebrew culture and the Hebrew alphabet, but it's good for us to gain an understanding of what they went through because many times we are going through very similar things. So as we're coming out of the month Nisan and we're coming into the month ER, we are entering into a transitional season. However, it doesn't mean all of us are in transition. Okay, but for we who are in transition, I know that I'm in transition, and May is a transitional month for me, and so many others of you may be in a transitional month where you are. What does transition means? It means to move from one place to another, to move from one state to another, to move from one mind to another, to move from one set of circumstances. So it could be a move, a physical move, a geographic move, a financial move, a relational move, whatever it is. The move is the transition. Okay, and so the transition means that you have left and you are entering into the new. All right, so I was reading in Genesis, not Genesis, in Exodus 16, and I'm going to release a prophetic word, but I want to encourage you to read Exodus 16 because that is the passage that speaks to this month ER, and it speaks to this season of transition that Israel finds itself. And so they are in the wilderness and they are traveling toward Sinai. And they're in the second month after they have left Egypt, and they begin to complain. And see, when you're in transition, your response to the transition is going to determine how well you do in the transition. Okay. So I'm doing a little teaching because I want to help you to understand when you're in transition, it's very important that you have a positive, that you are positive and that you have a positive mind, that you not complain. Okay. And things may be bad, but I want to encourage you, don't complain, pray. Don't complain. Carry your. The Bible tells us to take our cares to the Lord, for He cares about us. So complaining is actually we're actually declaring our unbelief. But when we take what is bothering us and what is hurting us to the Lord, we're actually exercising faith. All right. And so Israel complained about the journey, and they complained about the conditions, okay, because they're not transitioning in the midst of their transition. All right. And so one of the things they complained about is they didn't have food. They were hungry. Okay, that's a legitimate complaint, but it's no, it's not a legitimate complaint. It's a legitimate concern. Okay, but again, they should have you when you're in transition, take your concerns to the Lord. Don't complain. Don't complain to the Lord. Don't complain to others, but turn your complaint into a concern before the Lord until and just communicate with the Lord, release out of your mouth. Remember that we're in the pay era, the pay decade, and Palel is one of the most significant forms of prayer. Palel means to pray the desires of our heart. Okay. And so when we're praying the desires of our heart, if you're in a place of hunger or you're in a place of lack, but your desire is to be full or to be filled, then you need to communicate that desire out of your mouth and watch how the Lord partners with that desire and how he will bring it to pass. All right. And so and so the Lord heard there, he heard it. He didn't receive it as a complaint, but he did hear their concerns. And so in the midst of their transition, they saw a great miracle take place. And it was in the month of ER that they first saw the manna, which was bread from heaven. And this is the sustenance, and this is how the Lord sustained them in the wilderness. And every day, 6 days a week for 40 years, manna would rain supernatural. It was supernatural provision, supernatural food from the heavens, and that kept them from hunger until they got to the promised land where they no longer needed it. And so understand in your transition, if you will speak to the Lord, and I prophesy this to you, that when you're in transition, turn your complaints into concerns and watch the Lord release miracles in your life. Watch the Lord open, the heavens are already open. The heavens opened when Jesus was baptized. But watch the manifestations of the open heavens begin to pour out into your life. Watch how the Lord is going to provide for you. So understand the provision, understand the transition, keep moving, keep believing in the Lord. This is a month where many of us are in transition, but I'm telling you, don't make May the month of complaint. Don't make May the month of complaining. Don't make it the month of depression. Build up your faith. Cause your faith to rise up and speak. All right. Paleo, pray out of the desires of your heart. Let the desires of your heart come forth out of your mouth. Father, I pray right now that my desire is coming out of my mouth, and it is releasing the things that have been stored for me in heaven. And so we're in a transitional season. All right, IR or May, we're in a transitional season. Many of us are crossing over into the new. We're coming out of the old into the new. But let us again, I prophesy to you, turn your complaints into concerns and let your concerns come forth out of your mouth. Let it be a desire unto the Lord, and the Lord is going to move on your behalf. God bless you. Listen, subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with others. On Tuesday night, we're going to be doing a prophetic perspective on the month. We're going to be looking at the prophetic meaning of the month ER, and that's going to be Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. I want to encourage you to join us and let us go further in understanding this transitional season. Shalom. God bless you.